All right, so you're about to tackle CSC 202, and you've probably heard it's a big deal. It's foundational, yeah, but let's be real, it can be a challenge. So what we've got here is the ultimate game plan, your strategy guide to not just get through it, but to actually come out on top. Let's dive in and figure out how you can totally ace this thing.
Okay, so here's how we're going to break it down. We've got a 5-part strategy. We'll look at the OOP challenge, what your mission is, how to master the material, the best way to strategize your grade, and finally, upholding the code of conduct. Simple as that.
All right, first things first. Let's set the stage a bit. This course, it's not starting you from zero. Nope, it's all about building on what you already know from structured programming. It's going to be your bridge into the super powerful world of object-oriented programming, what we call OOP.
So, now that we know we're building on that foundation, let's talk about your mission. Because to really succeed, you've got to know the why behind all the work you're going to be doing.
So, what is object-oriented programming anyway? The best way to think about it is like you're building with smart Lego blocks. You see, each object is a self-contained piece that holds both the data and the code to work with that data. Getting a handle on principles like data abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism is absolutely crucial. And I mean crucial because this isn't just another topic, it's the whole philosophy. It's going to completely change how you think and write software.
And here's what you get out of it. This is the end game. By the time you're done with this course, you're not just walking away with a bunch of theory. You're building a real professional skill set. We're talking designing and debugging some pretty complex Java programs, and this one's a biggie, learning how to work effectively as part of a team. Trust me, these are exactly the skills that employers are hunting for.
Okay, so the mission is clear. Now let's get down to the nitty-gritty. How do you actually master all this stuff? Well, it really just comes down to understanding the journey you're on for the next 13 weeks and actually committing to it.
You can see the whole course is laid out like a roadmap, right? You kick things off with core Java and thinking in objects. Then you level up to advanced OOP. Then you tackle tricky stuff like concurrency and GUIs. It all culminates in your final project presentation. But here's the most important thing to get from this. Every single week builds directly on the week before. Seriously, if you slip up in week 3, you are going to feel it big time in week 9. So staying on pace, that's not just some nice advice. It's basically your #1 strategy for success.
So how do you actually stay on track? It all boils down to one simple number: 6. That's it. 6 is the minimum number of hours of your own time, independent study, that you need to put in every single week. And that's on top of all your class time.
And let me be super clear about this. You are not going to succeed in this course by just showing up to the lectures. It's just not going to happen. The golden rule is this. For every single hour you spend in class, you should expect to spend another 2, maybe even 3 hours studying on your own. Coding, debugging, going over the material. That's where the real learning happens. It's when you're grinding it out by yourself.
All right, let's move on to the part everyone really cares about, right? Your grade. How is it actually calculated? Knowing where the points are coming from is key because it lets you focus your energy where it counts and make sure you're not dropping the ball anywhere.
Okay, so take a look at this breakdown. Your eyes probably go straight to the big ones, right? The final exam at 30% and the midterm at 20%. That's half your grade, right there. But wait a minute, look at everything else. The labs and quizzes, the project, the assignments, you add all that up, and that's the other half of your grade. So what does that tell you? It means your daily week-to-week effort is literally just as important as your exams. You cannot cram for an A in this course. It's just not possible. You have to earn it week in and week out. And last but not least, let's talk about the rules of engagement. And look, these aren't just a bunch of random rules to make your life difficult. This is all about professional standards, the kind of ethical code you'll need to live by in your career. It's all about integrity.
And this part is so important, so please pay attention. On one side, you have the violations, cheating, plagiarism, all that stuff. And yeah, they have a zero-tolerance policy and even use software to catch it. But, and this is a huge but, look at the other side. You have a massive support system. If you are struggling, and you might, the answer is never to cheat. The answer is to ask for help. Your instructor, the Office of Academic Integrity, these are resources there to help you learn, not to catch you. They want you to succeed.
Next up, attendance. The policy is really strict, and there's a good reason for it. If you miss more than 30% of your total class time, you could be out of the course. And it's not just to be mean. It's because, like we said, every lecture builds on the last one. Just showing up is honestly one of the biggest keys to success.
And just so we're clear, there's no wiggle room here. Being late to class, that counts as a full absence. Simple as that.
It's good practice for the real world, where being on time really matters.
Okay, this one is a really big deal, so listen up. Your phone rings during an exam. That's not just a minor slip-up. It's a major disruption, and it compromises the entire exam for everyone. The consequence is severe. It's an automatic absence for that exam. No do-overs. The fix is so easy, though. Just make sure your phone is completely off and packed away before you even enter the exam room. Double-check it. It's not worth the risk.
So, there it is. You've got the mission, you've got the 13-week journey, you know how the grading works, and you know the rules of the road. This is your complete game plan. It's everything you need to not just get through CSC 202, but to absolutely crush it and walk away with some seriously powerful, marketable skills. So the only question left for you is, what are you going to build?